Hi there, and welcome to This Day in History for July 15th. July 15th is the 196th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 197th in leap years, with 169 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is impugn. Impugn is a verb that means to oppose or attack as false, to challenge or dispute the truth, validity, or honesty of a statement or motive, to call into question. For example, the lawyer impugned the witness's character, suggesting that he was not a truthful witness. Or she impugned his motives, suggesting that any generosity he displayed was based entirely on self-interest. The word impugn comes to us from Latin, a word that meant to fight. In fact, impugn's first appearance in English did mean to fight, as in a physical altercation. First known use of the word impugn is in the 1300s. Impugn. The word impugn was suggested by YouTube viewer Ginger Rush at GingerRush7536. Thanks, Ginger. And if you have a word you'd like us to examine in this Word of the Day segment, drop it in the comments. Today we're going to talk about singer, songwriter, and actress Linda Maria Ronstadt, born July 15, 1946, in Tucson, Arizona. She comes from an industrious and creative family. Her father's family were a pioneering Arizona ranching family. One of her brothers was chief of police in Tucson for a while. Her maternal grandfather was an inventor who held nearly 700 patents for such things as an electric toaster, refrigerator devices, an electric stove, and other useful devices. When she was 14, Ms. Ronstadt formed a folk trio with her brother and sister. Calling themselves the Union City Ramblers or the Three Ronstadts, they played in coffee houses and even recorded themselves at a Tucson studio. Linda moved to Los Angeles when she was 18 to form a band with Bobby Kimmel and Kenny Edwards, and they were signed to a recording contract in 1966 as the Stone Poneys. She started doing solo work in 1969 and went on to become the first arena rock diva, playing hugely anticipated tours. She got to sing the national anthem at Game 3 of the World Series in 1977. Linda Ronstadt never married and told an interviewer that the challenge in finding a suitable mate was that it always seemed that he's real kind but isn't inspired musically, and then you meet somebody else who's just so inspired musically that he just takes your breath away, but he's such a moron, such a maniac, you can't get along with him. And after that, it's the problem of finding someone that can stand you. As I conduct today's research, Linda Ronstadt is still with us, but announced her retirement in 2011 due to a degenerative neurological palsy disorder. If you adore Linda Ronstadt and want to learn more about her, she's published an autobiography, Simple Dreams, a musical memoir. And there's also a documentary, Linda Ronstadt, The Sound of My Voice. Happy birthday, Linda Ronstadt. Now, if you're curious about other things that happened on July 15th, I did talk about some other things for July 15th last year, and I'll leave a link to that episode. In addition, we have a playlist of episodes for this day in history, as well as a couple of other playlists that might be of interest, and I'll leave links to those playlists for you. When Linda Ronstadt moved to Los Angeles at the age of 18, she formed a folk rock trio with Bobby Kimmel and Kenny Edwards. They called their band the Stone Poneys. The Stone Poneys released 3 albums, The Stone Poneys, Evergreen Volume 2, and Linda Ronstadt, Stone Poneys and Friends, Volume 3. The song Different Drum was written in 1964 by Michael Nesmith. He offered Different Drum to the Monkees when they had the sitcom, but the TV producers declined, although he did perform a short comic version of the song in one episode in 1966. The Stone Poneys released Different Drum in September of 1967 on their album Evergreen Volume 2, and also as a single. The premise of Different Drum is that there's a pair of lovers, one of whom wants to settle down while the other one wants to remain free and independent. A good many other artists have covered Different Drum, but I imagine the voice that most people hear when they think of this song is Linda Ronstadt's. This song made it into the top 20 at number 13 on the Billboard Hot 100, number 12 on the Cashbox Top 100 back in 1967. Different Drum by the Stone Poneys. Link in the description. Alrighty, thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That description lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page that's called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Alrighty, back to work. I think we got it this time.